All right, let's see it. How good was Michael Jackson actually? Like for real, for real. Like to be honest, rest in peace to Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson is really the GOAT. He was, he was the king of pop, all right? Now, my statement might be a little bit crazy, I know, but the new king of pop is Justin Bieber. I'm saying it right now, if you don't see it yet, but it is Justin Bieber. King of Queen was, I think, Madonna. Then it was, for the longest time, I would say Rihanna. Then it's like 6, 7, then Taylor Swift had her run or still has her run. But the new queen of pop, I would say, is Billie Eilish, man. Billie Eilish, yeah. What do you guys think? Please comment down below. Also like and subscribe. It's free, bro, and you would help me a lot. All right, I'm begging. My mom is kind of homeless. Please. All right.
The world stopped. Stadiums overflowed. Fans fainted at the sound of his voice.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better place. So let's start giving. All right. Like that's true as hell, bro. Like Michael Jackson really was the GOAT. He really was, bro.
Thriller alone outsold everybody. And his influence, you can hear it on every pop star who's ever touched the stage since. But Michael wasn't perfect. He's been criticized for his life.
Bro, even Kai Cenat. If you don't listen to me, listen to Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is saying Michael Jackson is the GOAT. For me, he was the GOAT. Rest in peace and stuff like that. He can't be still the GOAT, bro. He's already dead. But I mean, he will be always one of the GOATs, one of the greatest, right? But give Justin Bieber his flowers, bro. Please. Somebody, please.
Live singing, his bad acting, and even though it's not his fault, he's been accused of having fake songs on his posthumous albums.
Michael Jackson estate and Sony Music settled a lawsuit over alleged fake song. Bro, if you know a little bit history about Michael Jackson basically bought a big share or something of Sony. So basically, he owned the Beatles and stuff like that. A lot of songs are from the Beatles and stuff like that. And he made so much through that because he already understood how the music industry works and stuff like that, bro. Like he had too much money. That's why they had to eliminate him. Eliminate him, bro. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I'm not saying it is like that, that's what I heard. All right? Don't come at me, please.
August 2022. Do you think that those were actually Michael's vocals or not?
If I tell you today,
Right now.
I can tell you right now that no.
Michael obviously
Who
became
are
the king
you,
of
bro?
pop, but the
Who
journey
are
that made
you?
him one.
Who are you, bro?
If I tell you today,
Right now.
I can tell you right now that no.
Michael obviously became the king of pop, but the journey that made him one was far darker and much more complicated than most people realize. He's
Talk
had
to
to
me.
face rejection, doubt, and fight to prove himself again and again. So how good was Michael Jackson actually?
I just know. Oh, look at the background, bro. Like he is one of the number one Michael Jackson fans. Just like Kai Cenat, okay? He's one of them ones,
In 1968, a little kid from Gary, Indiana walked into Motown
ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Records. He outsang grown men who'd been doing this for decades. That kid was Michael Jackson. You see, the Jackson 5 weren't just another kid group. They were something else entirely. Berry Gordy, the founder of Motown, he said he'd never seen anything like it.
What was it the first time you saw the Jackson family when Michael Jackson came in? What were your first impressions when you saw them perform in front of you?
Well, I was floored. When I saw them perform, I was really floored.
Diana Ross introduced him to America on the Hollywood Palace in 1969. And Michael, the tiny kid with an afro bigger than his whole body, he grabbed the mic like
With the afro bigger than his whole body. Bro is okay.
he'd been performing for 50 years. But the part people don't always think about is, while other kids were learning multiplication tables, Michael was learning choreography. While they were playing tag at recess, he was in the studio until 3 a.m.
Actually, you're becoming like a stage
3 a.m.? At this young age, no way.
addict. I really am. Like when there are off days and there is no becoming like a stage addict.
His voice really was always like that? Bro, why his voice always like that, bro?
I really am. Like when there are off days and there is no show, I'm up at night dancing just to sing. It's really strange. Guess I'm an addict. Can't help it.
Joe Jackson didn't believe in childhood. He believed in perfection. He got
Okay.
it. Through this thing right here, or if you're black, you're probably familiar with the switch. Michael would later say he was so terrified of his father that he'd vomit when he saw him coming. Now think about that. A kid's
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
so scared of his dad that he'd get physically sick. But that same kid would walk on stage and command an audience of
Abusive fathers, man, or mothers. If you are one, shame on you. I don't want to say anymore because I would just get mad at it, bro, and it's not worth my energy, to be honest. Like, if you are abusive, you know, to it doesn't matter what, like a dog, children, to your own parents, like whatever it is, shame on you. I hope, I really just wish nothing but the worst for you, to be honest.
thousands of people. By 1970, the Jackson 5 had 4 consecutive #1 hits. I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save, I'll Be There. No group
I'll Be There, I know, ABC. The others, I don't know, to be honest, no.
had ever done that before. Michael was 11 years old singing about love and heartbreak in a way that would make grown women cry.
No way! Wow. Okay.
But the thing is, it gets complicated because that success came with a price. Every interview, every photo shoot, Berry Gordy's team would remind him, you're not children, you're professionals. Michael couldn't make friends his own age.
Oh no. I feel like, yeah, Justin Bieber did also like that, you know?
Couldn't go to school dances. He couldn't even hardly go outside without causing a riot. He later talked about staring out hotel windows.
Wait, damn. That's a really on the right? On the left too, yeah. But on the right, he looks like a handsome, like a really handsome young man, bro. Here, he also looks like a handsome, like, teenager, of course, but you know, we
Those
can't
watching
we
kids
can't say these kind of things, I guess, nowadays.
play in the park, just watching. Michael just wanted to be normal. But the thing is, he wasn't normal. You see, he was
What do you mean he wasn't normal? Everybody is normal. If we are really looking at it, right? But just some people have, you know, talent or are hardworking or have an abusive father who is saying, you better go sing until you can't sing anymore, and you dance until you can't dance anymore, or I get the belt or the stick or the switch or whatever it is, bro. Like, these abusive parents are crazy, bro. Again, I wish you only the worst, to be honest, if you are one.
talented. But not just talented, he was absolutely obsessed with music.
Who did you start listening to get your kind of singing style?
James Brown. I said James Brown and Sammy Davis Jr. because I like the kind of things they do. like fast music.
What did you borrow from him?
Well, I do most of his dancing on stage. And I just like the way Sammy sings.
And the music was incredible. But behind every perfect performance, there was a child who had been hit for missing a step. Behind every smile, it was a kid who didn't know what it was to just be a kid. By 1979, Michael was 21 and desperate to prove something. The Jackson 5 had left Motown and became the Jacksons. But Michael, he wanted more. He needed more.
My name is James Phillips. I'd like to know, first of all, how do you feel being up there alone, and are you gonna make appearances by yourself?
No, I'm just doing this because these are solo songs for my album, and they put them on the Jackson 5 album.
Now enter.
These are solo songs
I'm just doing this because these are
for my album, and they put them on the Jackson 5.
And they put him on the Jackson
album.
Now enter
What?
Quincy Jones, the man who'd worked with everyone from Frank Sinatra to Count Basie. When Quincy agreed to produce Michael's solo album, people thought it was weird. A jazz legend working with a former child star to make pop and disco music. But it was a match made in heaven. Quincy and Mike, they also worked together on the movie The Wiz, and a year later, they dropped Off the Wall. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, it still gets played in movies and social events.
Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Wow.
The album went platinum 4 times, a part that nobody really talks about. Despite selling millions and 4 top 10 singles, the album just got 2 Grammy nods and only 1 win. Michael sat in that audience watching other artists win awards he knew he deserved, and something in him just snapped. He told his lawyer that night, "My next album is gonna be the biggest album of all time." Now, most people would have called him crazy, a 21-year-old.
Why? Wait, he was already 21? Okay. Okay.
Old kid talking about he's gonna make the biggest album ever. Yeah, he was Michael Jackson, but he wasn't the king yet. Now, Michael had been competing with adults since he was 5.
Who was the king? Who was the king, actually, in that time?
He knew he was talented, but he learned that talent wasn't enough. You needed to be undeniable. Now, the thing is, Off the Wall should have been enough. It revolutionized pop music, it made disco sound sophisticated, but the industry still saw him as Little Michael, still as Diana Ross's protege, just one of the Jacksons.
Who's
Little
that?
Michael, still as Diana.
Wait a minute. She's like, okay, you come a little bit too close.
Diana Ross's protege.
Okay.
Just one of the Jacksons. November 29th, 1982, the day the music industry changed forever. Thriller wasn't supposed to happen the way that it did. CBS executives wanted another Off the Wall, a safe, successful, profitable album. But Michael and Quincy had other plans. They wanted to create an album where every song could be a single.
Damn, like Michael Jackson really was handsome, bro. Before the disease he had and the nose job.
Every track had to be perfect. But let me tell you about MTV first, because you can't understand the impact Thriller had without understanding this. The MTV launched in 1981 as music television. They had a very specific format, mostly rock music. They said Michael didn't fit their demographic. When Billie Jean dropped, everybody knew it was a hit, but MTV still wasn't convinced. It wasn't until the president of CBS Records, Walter Yetnikoff, he threatened to pull all of CBS's artists from their rotation until they played Michael Jackson. And once they did, Billie Jean became one of their most requested videos. It opened doors for not just Michael, but for countless artists who came after. But see, Michael wasn't done.
What did they do with Michael Jackson, bro? Like, how can you become so white, bro?
It was Motown's 25th anniversary, and Michael was supposed to perform with his brothers. He did, but then he asked for a solo spot. He came out with his fedora, kind of like this one. Black jacket, silver glove.
Number one Michael Jackson fan, really.
The Billie Jean bass line started to play, and then you know what happened. But Michael still wasn't done changing history. For the Thriller video, he made it into a 14-minute short film. Cost $500,000. Before Thriller, music videos were basically film performances.
Damn!
They might have had some simple effects, but after Thriller, videos basically became mini movies. artists started hiring film directors. Before Thriller, music videos were basically film performances. They might have had some simple effects, but after Thriller, videos basically became mini movies. Artists started hiring film directors, budgets exploded, storylines. We see it today still. It all became standard because of Michael. He basically changed what it means to make a music video. Now, Thriller the album, I mean, it damn near destroyed every record that ever existed. Best-selling.
Wow. Top US Billboard 200 albums year end 1983. The best selling album in 1983, bro. And then 1984, okay.
Album of 1983, of 1984, of all time. We're talking 70 million copies, 7 singles in the top 10, 8 Grammys in one night. But success is complicated because now everybody wanted a piece of Michael Jackson. The Pepsi commercial that went wrong, his hair caught on fire during a pyrotechnic malfunction.
Wait!
The Pepsi commercial.
How Pepsi nearly killed Michael Jackson, the story behind the other controversial cola ad. Michael Jackson hospitalized after fireworks mishap on set of Pepsi. Ooh.
That went wrong, his hair caught on fire during a pyrotechnic malfunction. That's when the painkillers started. Then he got backlash for his pop success. Black radio stations started saying he abandoned his community, and rock critics says he was too commercial. People who ignored him during Off the Wall now saying he's
haters
overexposed. Now all of this was just the start of what would eventually become his Achilles heel, the media. Now fast forward, Michael has spent 3 years preparing for a follow-up album. I mean, the pressure of following Thriller must have been crazy. I mean, imagine trying to follow
Give me 1
up
minute. I'm back.
Bible. What do you write next? Bad was the answer. 5 #1 singles from one album. The Bad tour became the highest grossing tour in history. But there was another conversation happening. Prince. See, while Michael was breaking sales records, Prince was breaking musical boundaries. Purple Rain, Sign of the Times. Critics loved to pit them against each other. Michael was pop, Prince was art. Michael could dance, but Prince could play multiple instruments. Michael actually wanted to collab with Prince. He reached out for him to do a duet on Bad. But when Prince heard the song, he heard the first line and he wasn't quite down for that.
The first line of that song is "Your butt is mine."
Your butt is mine.
Now I said, who gonna sing that to whom? Cause you sure ain't singing it to me. And I sure ain't singing.
Your butt is mine? No way! Wait a second. Why? Is that really the first line? Now Prince, if I were Prince, I would ask the same thing, bro. Like, why is that? Like, why is it even in your video, like song lyrics?
It to you. So right there we got a problem.
So the rivalry, it wasn't real. Not really. They respect
ain't singing it to you.
Your butt is mine.
No way.
I said,
what was
he
it?
heard the first line and he wasn't quite down.
Michael Jackson, Bad lyrics. No way. Ain't no way. Ah, your butt is mine. Gonna tell you right. This song was initially supposed to be a duet between Prince and Michael Jackson, but when Prince got the lyrics, he allegedly said about this, like, who's going to sing that to whom? Because you sure ain't singing that to me, and I sure ain't singing that to you. Just show your face in broad daylight. I'm telling you on who I feel. Gonna hurt your mind. Freaky Michael Jackson, bro. I didn't even know that. Okay.
Out for that.
The first line of that song is "Your butt is mine."
Your butt is mine.
Now I said, who gonna sing that to whom? Cause you sure ain't singing it to me. And I sure ain't singing it to you. So right there.
Wait, is that Chris Rock? Okay, we don't do the Will Smith slap.
we got, right there we got a problem.
So the rivalry, it wasn't real. Not really. They respected each other. But the media always needs a story. And unfortunately, Michael became a prime target for that. The media discovered they could sell more magazines by calling him Wacko Jacko than by celebrating his music. Every weird thing he did became a headline. He bought a chimp, front page news. He slept in a hyperbaric chamber? He didn't, but who cares about the truth? Headlines for weeks. And then they got their biggest story yet.
I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. It's something that I cannot help, okay? But when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
Michael had developed vitiligo, a disease that destroys skin pigmentation.
Why am I not? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't feel like that's really like real. You know what I mean? Like you need to be on some medications, or maybe you scratch, your skin, or like it is something, bro. Like, I don't feel like that's. I mean, it's not normal because that's a disease, but I don't really understand it.
It was something that defined him in both positive and negative ways. But instead of compassion, he got mockery. By the time the Dangerous album came out, Michael was pushing boundaries again. New Jack Swing with Teddy Riley, Industrial Sounds, Black or White became the most watched television event of 1991. But the Wacko Jacko stories, they just kept coming. He was buying the Elephant Man's bones. He was sleeping in an oxygen tank.
He was buying the Elephant Man's bones.
Stories got more.
He was sleeping in. Justin Bieber is doing it too. Jacko and Lisa Marie face trial. Jacko is crazy, bro.
More ridiculous. But some people started to believe him. I mean, at the very least, it started to shape his image. The irony is, while some people were calling him a freak, he was still revolutionizing music. The choreography he created during this era, I mean, it's still copied today. Watch any K-pop group. That's Michael. But see, Michael, he made one critical mistake. See, Michael was nice and trusting, but a little too trusting. See, Michael had his own theme park, and he would let kids and their families come stay with him. Everything was cool. He never had a childhood, so he wanted to do that. But in 1993, everything came crashing down. In August of 1993, Michael Jackson was accused of...
The young boy's assertion that the singer abused him. Come on, bro. Let's be real. We are the world? We are the children? No, bro. He didn't do it. He didn't do it, bro. Like, they masked it on him. That's what I say, but that's, of course, just an opinion, no facts, okay? Don't come for me, please.
Let's just say, doing not so nice things to children. Now, this has been a sore subject around Michael Jackson for a long time, but we gotta talk about what it did to him. Because whether you believe he was innocent or guilty, what happened next was basically a public execution. The accusation came during the Dangerous tour. Michael was performing at sold-out stadiums when police raided his home. Media coverage was relentless. I mean, it was so bad he had to cancel the tour. He became dependent on painkillers just to function.
Oh no. They destroyed Michael Jackson.
The case was eventually settled outside of court, but the damage was permanent. Next thing you know, the History album drops. It was half greatest hits and half new material. And the new songs, they were angrier, more defiant. They Don't Care About Us, Scream, Stranger in Moscow. This wasn't the same Michael who sang The Way You Make Me Feel. This was somebody who was hurt and wounded. Now, of course, it's Michael, so the album and the tour was still successful. But you could tell there was something broken that just couldn't really be fixed.
Bro, he already knew, like, they don't really care about us. Like, come on, bro. Like, what do you think he means by that, bro? Who are they? Who are they? That's what we have to ask. Like, we shouldn't ask, like, oh, did Michael Jackson did it or no? We should ask, who are they? Who don't care about us? Like, nowadays we all should know, but I don't know if in the past they knew,
The allegations came back in 2003. Then came the trial. He was acquitted on all charges, but acquittal doesn't necessarily mean vindication in the public eye. By this point, Michael proved himself to be one of the greats, but he had still not topped the success of Thriller, and his career was starting to go on the decline. So he wanted to try to top himself one more time.
Bro.
He had another demon to battle with, Sony Music Entertainment. In 2001, Michael dropped Invincible, his last studio album. Sony barely promoted it. They were in a war with Michael over masters and money, but it still debuted at #1 and still went double platinum. It was a failure for Michael Jackson, but it was still a success that most artists would kill for. But the machine was breaking down, and the debts were mounting up. It wasn't because he wasn't making money. I mean, Michael had lots of assets, but the lawsuits never stopped coming, and everything just seemed like it was closing in on him. So Michael wanted one last hurrah. In 2009, he announced the This Is It tour, 50 concerts at London's O2 Arena, sold out in hours. He was 50 years old, rehearsing like he was 25. The footage from the rehearsals, I mean, he was still magical. Still had that thing that made him different from everyone else. But he was also fragile. He couldn't sleep without meds, and he barely weighed 130 pounds. And on June 25th, 2009, the King of Pop was pronounced dead at UCLA Medical Center.
According to the Los Angeles Times, pop star Michael Jackson died this afternoon.
Both the Los Angeles...
Bro, I remember this day clearly, bro. I had goosebumps. But yeah, that's it. That's all I had. Nothing special.
Angeles Times and CBS News are both now reporting
Just
that
one of the greatest of all times died. You know, nothing to see here.
Michael Jackson has died.
His death was devastating, and according to some, it's still a mystery. But on the bright side, his legacy is still felt, not just by music people, but all of us. So, how good was Michael Jackson actually? I mean, the numbers are untouchable. Over 1 billion records sold, 13 Grammy wins, 39 Guinness World Records. Thriller alone has sold more than most artists' entire careers combined. But numbers, they don't quite capture it. Not really. Watch Beyonce perform. That's Michael. Watch Bruno Mars, Michael, The Weeknd, Justin Timberlake, Usher, Chris Brown, all of them. I mean, they're all trying to copy what he had. Even the K-pop groups, BTS, they're walking through doors that Michael opened. He changed what it meant to be a pop star. Before Michael, pop stars, they sang songs, but after, I mean, they created whole worlds around their albums in different eras. Music videos weren't just promotional tools, they became art. He changed the game for concerts. I mean, he even changed the whole landscape of MTV. A black kid from Gary, Indiana became the biggest star on the planet. He made music that transcended language, race, culture, everything. Was he perfect? Of course not. I mean, he didn't play instruments as good as Prince, and on his live shows, his voice got strained and he didn't sound as good as the record. But Michael's impact was way bigger than music. Michael Jackson had his childhood stolen, had his appearance mocked, his reputation destroyed, his every move criticized. He never got that comeback, never got that final victory lap where the world just celebrated him. But maybe that's what makes his greatness even more remarkable. He never stopped trying to give everything he had to heal the world through his music.
At your concerts, there are hundreds of people in the audience yelling, Michael, Michael. What do you feel like?
When they're all holding hands and everybody's rocking and all colors of people are there, all races, and it's the most wonderful thing.
Now, Michael was so good that 15 years later after his death, pop stars are still chasing what he achieved. I have a video about how every modern artist, possibly your favorite artist, is still copying Michael Jackson. Watch this video on the screen.
We ain't watching anything anymore. Michael Jackson is one of the greatest, you know, but he had probably a big ego. But what he thinks about, you know, they don't care about us. Like, we are the world. Like one song also, you know, was something, sue me, Jew me, or something like that, you know, like about Jews. And when you talk about Jews, I'm telling you, you probably and have like a crazy influence, and it's nothing good you talk about the Jews. Guess what? You probably would not live for like a longer time. You know what I mean? Like they will get you, bro, and they got you. But yeah, that's it. I hope you like this video of reaction also. Like I didn't know a few things, I learned a few things, and I hope you do too. And I hope you like and subscribe and comment down below and share the video with your apps and friends. See you on the next one. See you on the next one. Bye.